Hey Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm talking. Right now I'm just working on setting up my frame because what I'm designing needs the frame to be there, so might as well just start with that. And that's the wrong way. Let's tilt that way. So first couple of minutes should just be a case of getting the frame set up, and then I'll start designing some actual parts. The BOM for Pegasus temporarily taken down because there's not enough people testing it, but if you want to, I can send it to you. So just DM me on Discord and I'll send it to you. Yeah, so Pegasus just supports any Voron hot end or tool height that you want. So there's nothing specific for that on Pegasus. There's no Pegasus hot end or sorry tool head. That is just not a thing. So I would probably go with Dragon Burner because it's fully supported as a tool changer, but that is what I like to do. So yeah, there's some changes coming. As soon as I get to building mine, I'll start changing stuff. But um, the CAD is set up for a perfect tolerance, so unless you can actually print perfect tolerance, then you would need to adjust it. So I would probably add a little bit of tolerance into the parts, but that should be trivial to do. I usually design with 0 tolerance, and then get that set up later. I only have a couple of printers that can do the perfect prints, so you're not alone. Oh, dang. So this is just a rook frame, so it's 200 by 200, but the this particular rook that I'm working on right now has 300 millimeter Z extrusions, so it's a little bit taller. That is pretty much all I need. I don't often print tall, but considering the price difference when you're self-sourcing a rook to go just 10 or 50 or 10 millimeters taller, I just prefer it. Free, it's almost free print volume. Going 100 millimeter taller, it's almost doubling your print volume for next to nothing in price. So to me, it just makes sense. All right, so I need to grab a fan. Let me see. Let's just log in here. 12:32. Let's get this thing in. Oh, that Rook for Your Knee sounds like a really fun project. The Rook was designed to be easy to build and fun to learn from, so... Alright. So, where is... Let's just try to. I just want to reduce how much information is here. I use a couple of different purples, depending on the build. I've been using some LDO purple ABS, Form Futura, PLA, and PETG. They have a kind of a, what is it? Yeah, it's some sort of a dimmed down purple that I really like. It's what the printer I'm working on right now is printed in that PLA actually. They have the same color in PLA and PETG, and I really like it. There we go. Form Futura have ASAS. They have an ABS that's purple, but it's not the same color. It's more of a vibrant purple. Let's see. Here is the yeah, blue lilac. That's the color. Here you go. Blue lilac is the color that they have. Oh, my camera is not working. Oh, back up on camera it is then. There you go. That is the blue lilac, which is my favorite color from Futura. There are some eSun has a really good looking, more of a nebula type. That is gorgeous. I did build a purple and green rook. That is amazing. Let's see, I just want to figure out what happened to my camera here. For some reason it's just not working. Oh. It turned itself off. That's what happened. So CF or GF filled. I haven't tried any other color than gray and black in those filaments, but if you want to build the ultimate rook, that is what you need. My best and most reliable rook is ABS carbon fiber and PET carbon fiber. It is just a super strong filament. Oh, that. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, let's find another blower to put in there. Let's just delete that one. Hey Nexus, how are you doing? Demoing some Mexican tile. That sounds like fun. Hey Jeffrey. Oh, well, that would simplify everything. I should start looking at stuff before I do anything. Yep. Let's just rename that. Hello, robot. How's it going? Lurking at work, yeah. Just don't let your boss catch you. I don't want to be the reason you get in trouble. So let's just do. Yep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a mount for this blower onto this frame, but I need that mount to be height adjustable because I want to fine tune the height of this. And then I want to make a duct that stretches into the bed as far as possible, but without getting in the way of the hot end that's going to be there. So let's start by just making that mount. So lower mount. And that would be just a simple rectangle. Oh. Some screws. And then some screw holes, of course. Nowhere is Nexus. And then just make that into a full panel. Let's make these even. They should be like 5.4 or something. And I know that the distance between these is 220. If my math is correct. And that's going to be up there, and then this is going to be up there. Let's make this guy just always 10 larger. So that one's always going to be 10 larger, and that one's Hopefully it's just going to be 10 larger. And let's make that into like a... How big that should that be? 5. Let's make it 4. I can adjust that later. Let's put that into our assembly. I think that is the run. There we go. There we go. Let's just pull that. 150. Nope. Wrong way. Okay, so do 20. That's close enough. Oh. All right, let's move this guy. Let's get this guy set up for some actual mounting holes. Let's see, how big is that thing? 120.6. So if I make this guy 130 minus 20 plus 120. This will make around 30 in total. And then let's go back and mount this fan to this panel instead of that guy. Yep. So I can shorten that by quite a lot, by about 20. Let's actually make bring this down to 10, 12. That should give us some room. That way I can make this just one piece and a piece that adapts to whatever cooling duct that I want to make. So now I can go into this guy and edit. Let's get the mounting holes in. Those will be just M5 bolts, because M5 threads into these fans. So I'm just gonna make them 9.6. All right. Hey Viking. Now, does this thing need to be this big? No. Am I gonna make it this big? Yes. Because it'll help with the rigidity of the frame, because this is going to shake it like crazy. But I can shorten it. Let's go here, let it update, and go back. So I'm gonna make a mount right here for the cooling duct, and it's gonna be multiple pieces. Hey Viking, yeah, it's going good. I wanted to get back into streaming, and I'm also back to making videos this week, so that should be fun, I guess. Let's see. Let's get those two contacting each other. And that's gonna be a, well, it's gonna be two holes there. So this one's gonna be 4.6, and then I'll add another one. So whoop, that one equal size. That's gonna be 3.2. So I'm just gonna punch through those things. Let's get that one back, and then extrude that thing, but as a new part. Actually, let's make that blind 5mm, because that's what I need to get the heat sets in. Do I have a, what's the sketch? The sketch is, oh yeah, those holes. They're never punched. Okay. Oh, it's the same size. I don't need this. But I can extrude this up to there. But I want to include these. Ooh. Oh, that's great, Dan. That is awesome. So that is a new part, yes. So this should give me a nice base to just create custom ducts to experiment with. And I'm gonna need to get this opening through. So my plan was to just attach this thing to this thing, and so I just need one. Let's see, let's get this hole right there. And how big is that? That's 4.3. So I could put just M5 straight into that. So I'll just design some. And I know that I want to get that to 8. Oh, let's do 10. Just looks a little better. get that one in there. That one in there, and make those two the same, and then they're gonna be 4. There we go. And there we go. Let's make that like 4. Now that's a simple part that I can print that will attach or hold that duct in. I'm just gonna keep on with that guy as the mid part. Actually, I'm gonna make this part here thicker by a lot. That gives me a 3rd point of attachment, so I can do this. Yep. And then I'll put in a circle there, and a circle there. And those would be 4.6 for heat set. Yep. And then I want to make a line there. And there. Let's see, select other. Then select other. And those two are equal. Okay, let's make this into something that looks a little better. Okay, first of all, let's just make that nice and pretty. Now I want to make this guy. It's very Rook-like, just not adding chamfers to this. It's just very Rook-like, but I just can't make myself do that. That seems like a good plan, Dan. I'm trying to get all of my printers working. It's a big project. All right, so that part is done, nice and simple. So that's ready to print. So the next part would be the actual duct itself. I think I'm going to do that in a separate document. So I'll put that part in. Yeah, you should get those rooks done. You really should. All right. Let's make a new part studio just for the ducts. I hate that. Yeah, having a rook, just super handy little printer that can just print out something really quickly. I have one over there. It's not connected. I usually have one right under my camera here. There's usually a rook here, but I've been testing other things lately, so I had to get that rook out of the way. But just having it within arm's reach, so I can just, it's there. So nice, especially when you're doing quick prototyping. And let's actually just base this all off of. Yeah, some say that, others say the opposite. So no, I'm just gonna be happy with somewhere in between, I guess. I'm really pleased with the rook, just in general. It's a really fun design. Let's get this guy set up. I did something wrong there. What I should do is use that. Gonna just do that instead. I think that would give me a good result. There we go. So now I can make that one fit to that one instead. That one fit to that. One to that one. And then here I'll just make a new line. Yep, that's better. Yeah, beard both longer and more gray. It just keeps going gray. Nothing much I can do with that. Hi, by the way, Nutty. I wouldn't say lost weight. I'm just eating better. I've been eating better lately, or not lately, the last year or so. So 2. So that'll give me something to just bolt into that. And then, just because it makes everything easier, I'm going to do this. Thanks for the compliment. All right. Mid plane. I'm gonna just make a quick and dirty duct out of this. That's a good point, Nutty. I have another mount that is compatible with the Rook. That's how I did mine. But yeah, that's something we could look at when we get to redesigning, if we do that at all. We're not sure yet. Okay, let's get some measurements in here. So from there to there, let's go 25. We can actually go 30. And then I want the duct to start up here, 40. And I want the actual vent exit to be 10. So what I need to do is make a nice curve from there to there. And I want to make sure that the air goes straight out there. So I'll do a 15 and a 10. So now all I need to do is connect those two and make a nice arc. Connect those two, make a nice arc. So let's do that. Now that does look pretty decent. So that'll be the actual duct shape. But I want it to be wider than this opening because that opening is 57 point something. But I want it to be wider, so let's make it wider. There's a couple of ways for me to do that, but this is the simplest way that I can think of. Just do that. Then put that and that on there, and this guy, let's make it 100. The bed is 120. This will just make sure that I get nice coverage. I can probably make it even smaller, just because it's gonna force itself out, spreading. Status with Pegasus is kind of limbo at the moment. I don't have the parts or the energy to build mine, so CAD is pretty much there. There's a couple of places that needs tolerance adjusting, but the CAD is there. The main issue people have with the Z-belts are the apex clips, and that's something you can solve by making your Z-belt clip, the actual apex clips, slightly thicker. I've been experimenting with it myself, and I had to get mine from the stock sizes 2.9 millimeter, and I got mine to 3.2, and I can lift anything with that. So if people are having issues with the apex clips, they just need to change that. Just thicker clips. It's all about your flow tolerance on your printer. So, all right. So I need to get that one connected to that one, and that is probably where I'm gonna end up. This is a visual guide for me to help me see where the duct's gonna end up looking. So now I can just make a loft between that guy and that guy. And let's add in some good looking profiles. There we go. No. Let's do 3.2. I can actually shorten down that one. 0.6, 0.5. Yeah, so if you want to be smart, just print the exact number of or a couple of more clips that you need in like two the stock size, and then go up 0.2 and then one more and up 0.2 and see how they fit. If you get them right, you can lift the printer from that stuff. So 3.53. No. Let's see. Can I match? No. Let's just do that. I do like that shape though. It ends up just looking really weird. Yeah. Nope. I like that. Might be. Yeah. So that is my path. So I'm just gonna make this guy. Oops. Go away. I'm gonna make that just bright red, so that I know that is my path. So I need to make something that's bigger than this. Yeah, I don't really do CFD. I haven't felt the need for it. On this guy, it's brute force. I'm just gonna use more fans. There's gonna be 3 of these on this printer, so. And CPAP. So on this guy, it's more just brute force. So should I just... I could do that. That'll be difficult to print. Actually, not really, no. So if I now do... I never have issues with adhesion. On this guy, it's probably gonna be an issue, but I do have glue that's powerful. So I can now grab that one and just add them together. That is not a difficult print at all. I mean, I could just fill in this void. It'll be support free. Should I maybe do that? Super glue, yeah, super glue would work well. I have a couple of types of bed adhesion that does work really well. So I have this plane still. No, not that one. That one. So what I can do now is I can just fill in that. And then up the face. I'll do that, and then have fun with them chamfers. Make it look fun. Doesn't have to be boring. I feel like this duct is very un-Rook-like. There's a lot of curves and stuff. I'm almost tempted to just build something around that duct. Then again, this would be so much easier to just print and use it. Well, that's gonna be... Hey, gold money. Yeah, it's been a while. Right now, I'm making a little duct for my my speed Rook, because I want to get back into getting that. I want to get that thing working again. So I've been at the workshop most of the day, getting all the electronics set up, mounting the new hot end, getting all the parts that I need, figuring out what I'm going to use. I have a whole arsenal of motors that I need to get in. But yeah, that is looking really good. I could probably just reinforce this connection a bit, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. That'll be nice and easy to print, standing up. So I can do all the chamfers, make it nice. Chamfer everything. Oh yeah, of course that one doesn't work. Oh yeah, house renovations are not fun unless you really are a psychopath. I did have fun when I did it, but I am a psychopath, so okay, not that. All right, that looks good. All right, that is looking good. So I'm doing it this way with this extra adapter, just because it's easier to mount things together and get a nice seal. And then I can adjust this duct if I want to. I can just add stuff to it later on. So for printability, I should probably add in a couple of things on the inside here. Let's do that. Let's make a new plain point. Oh, that's interesting. I don't actually. I have one flypie light, so I might try that then. Not that setting up a flypie is difficult for me, at least. It's routine, but that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that. Hey Jeffrey, welcome back. Painful part with such a duct is finding out the right height. Yeah, the thing about this on this printer, I have a lot of room getting everything up and down correct. I don't have to worry about this top at all because the hot end sticks down to about here on this rook, so I can slide this entire thing up and down super easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and find that plane. And I'm just gonna make offsets from that. So I'm gonna make one offset from that plane. Now 25 is gonna be too much. How about 15? Yep. And then I can start sketching on that guy and just add in, well, that and that and that. Hey, shrimp farter. What kind of speed? Well, all of it, hopefully. The goal is to get within 2 minutes. I'm currently at 350 on this rook, so if I can get under 3 into the 2s, I'll be happy. But yeah. It's gonna be difficult, but I don't think it's impossible. I have the hot end to potentially go faster, so if all my experience is telling me anything in the parts that I'm going to be using, is that this is probably going to be limited by the actual rook motion system for once. It's probably the first time it's ever going to be the limit, which is fun. Is it just me? Is there a... No, it's not. I thought there was a gap there, but there's not a gap. Let's mirror some features then. And mirror it on... Where's that plane? No. There it is. That should make it easier to print. And now I'm thinking maybe I should just add that feature a couple of more times. You know, I'm just gonna go back here and move that sketch from plane 3 to plane 1. And then I can just cancel that mirror and I'll make a linear pattern of that feature in that direction. Make it centered, and then I'll just add in there we go. Oops, wrong button. So let's have a look. Yeah, that looks better. actually, let's see here. Wasps are not fun, but in general, if you just leave them alone, they tend to leave you alone. So that'll make everything easier. Why doesn't it give me the features? Oh, okay. I guess I'll have to add them manually then. Oops. There you go. Now that looks better. So how's this gonna look then? Let's put that thing in. Oh yeah, this. I need to fix this issue right here. Oops. That needs to be solved. But that's pretty easy. I can smooth this out a little. Or do I care at all? That's the issue, maybe. Okay. Let's try this. I'm not sure exactly why, but it's mostly a taste thing, and Fluid has a bit more technical built in. Mainsail is just more smooth in its use. Why? I don't know. I don't mind using either. I'm perfectly fine using both of them. So let's. Oops. I get where you're coming from. It's a little bit different, yeah, but it's not hugely different. It's still the same base functions. It's still just Clipper. Fluid has some features that makes it, especially if you're looking at the editor, the text editor that comes in Fluid. It's been way better than Mainsail for a while. Mainsail is catching up though. They've updated their editor right now, that so you have the features on your right. I don't have a printer. I can pull it up here right now. Actually, yes, I do. Hey, Rollo. Yeah, Fluid's had that for forever, more or less. That's what made him kind of sort of special, I guess. That and the fact that it was a little bit more laid out. So I'm not sure if this. I'm just checking a printer on my other screen here. Yeah, this one doesn't have it. You see, so this one doesn't have anything on the right side of the screen. But if I'm willing to bet if I update mainsail on this and mainsail config, then it should update. Let's just do it. I'm not sure if Fluid was the original front end, but it's been there for a while. When I started, mainsail was just getting started, so I think Fluid's been there longer. So let's look at this. Still not. Maybe I need to update the web client or just Clipper in itself. Here we go. So now there's all the sections have a list, so you don't have to scroll to find something. You just have it here. If I look at the extruder, I can find the pins. Just makes it easier to navigate. Fluid's had something like this for a while. 10 out of 10 update. I do agree. Yeah. Ooh, let's add some printability to this. And I don't want to chamfer this edge because I want it nice and smooth on the connection. Yeah. not sure what I wanted to fill it here. Well, let's just use it for something that I wanted to do. So, all right. Mainsail was first. Well, that makes sense. It has been, mainsail has always been like the one that people use. I think fluid is more like the Linux of mainsail front ends. One thing I just realized that this thing is way thicker than it needs to be. It's 5 millimeters thick. It doesn't need to be that thick. How much of my work am I going to destroy by doing this? Not a lot. Oh, there's no contact here anymore. That makes sense. Let's see, that guy and that guy, 60 degrees, that's okay. These guys can just go bye-bye. Oh yeah, that changed a little bit. This guy needs to be tiny. Actually, not there at all. Yeah, you can just use the I'm just gonna suppress this real quick. Yeah, you can use the section view, so you can go through your design this way, or you can just select another face like this one, go through it. If you want to go top down, then we can select the this guy. So this way I can see how it's going to be when printing. And I might add in a hollow piece here just to save on print time. Might actually be a good thing to just add in that hollow to make it easier to print. Or do I actually care? That's another question, I guess. Probably, yeah. I was considering just doing it in the slicer instead. It makes more sense to do that instead of bothering myself with trying to add in that. Speaking of, let's just push this into the slicer and see what happens, I guess. Let's see. It's set to ABS. I'm not going to print this in ABS. I'm going to print it in PLA, but I just want to see how it looks like. Yeah. Nice and simple overhangs. So if I now go to set it to like 4 walls, I want to keep the infill at the bottom there. So I'm just going to add a modifier. Let's add a cube modifier. Move it up. Oops. And that one should just give me 0% infill. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. You nailed it, Nutty. Nailed it. So I'm just gonna have to load some PLA into this guy and then print, I guess. Fans, shroud, exit bottom. Oh, you mean these guys? fix this. Yeah, hold on. Let me just quickly fix this. This just annoyed me. There we go. Just to be safe, let's get the new part in instead. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Yeah, that'll be completely fine. But I'm gonna get the new one in instead. And then add a new modifier to that. Don't show again. And 0% slice. Yep. All right. That looks like what I needed to do tonight. So I'm gonna go play some video games, and print this, and also need to print the panels. Let's have a look. So I need to turn off the section view. So I need to print these panels. Yes, they are rigid. I'm not going to put any holes in them just because I need the rigidity to add to the frame. So I'll print those. I need 2. I need to print the adapter. I need 2, and I need 2 ducts. So I'm going to print all that hopefully tonight. And then I'll put it on the printer tomorrow. I'm currently making a video that should be out early next week about this printer and see how fast it goes. The printer is mostly built. I just need the coolings to set up, and then Clipper. Starting to experiment. So I might do a live stream. I'm going to try do a live stream this week from the workshop. The internet there is not the best, but I really want to try, just because it's fun to do speed benchies and just do insane stuff. So yeah, I guess I will. I don't want you there. I guess I'll see you guys. Printer walk V2. Yeah, that might happen if I don't bolt it down. Yeah. So I will see you guys. Not sure when I'm going to do the next stream, but hopefully not in too long. So I'm going to say bye-bye from me, and video next week. I think. All right.